Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
All right, so as you all can see, there's not really anything on AIRO just yet, which is perfectly fine with me. I'll check this. Perfectly fine with me. Oh, that's different. Is that really? All right, so S&P, US 30, no AIRO just yet. S&P, Standard & Poor, no AIRO yet. German 30, no AIRO yet. This is on the 15-minute time frame. So we don't have any arrows just yet, guys, okay? The last alerts that popped up were on the 4 hour, about 4 hours ago. We'll take a look at those. But for now, we'll get started with the loony CAD right there, all right? We'll get started with that CAD for my man. And then I'm going to teach you guys about the market timing until the arrow pops up, and then we'll find some trades, okay? So let's start. Loony CAD. Excuse me. Let's see here. What's this GU yesterday? I marked up with my team. Start with the loony CAD. All righty. So I've had this thing going bullish since down here, and of course it's still bullish, but now that it's broken this 50 moving average and today's still bullish, I expect it to come down and at some point, not today, but at some point in the future to test this 50 moving average. So this is a clean chart. I'm going to mark up a few things, but before I do that, let me just review right here. What did we do? What did we see? What did we find out? Well, this is what we find out. This is what the setups that I'm going to be teaching you guys to pretty much be taking, right? You see the setup coming up, wait for the retracement, you fib from this low to high, and it comes into our zone right here off of this ABC retracement, barely wicks into this zone, right? And after that, let me get that off of there real quick. You fib from this low to the high. I want you guys to see this, how it works. Fib low to high, ABC retracement, entry zone. It wicks, hits your pending orders. Now you're in and you hold it to your take profits. That's the whole thing that I'm trying to teach you guys and show you guys. And we'll be using this with AIRO as well. The amount of return on that, 85 pips. Well, if you hit it up here, 90 pips, 100 pips, right? That's a lot of pips, guys. And if you're only looking to catch 20 to 30 per trade, if you properly scale in on that, that's 4 trades at 20 pips each, 3 trades at 30 pips each, however you want to play it, right? So that's what we'll be getting into in the future and stuff like that. But let's check this out. Let's check out this loony CAD while we're waiting for a bag arrow to pop up. U30 4-hour sell arrow. I'll check it out real quick. I didn't see that one. Boom. It was a short arrow up here. I'm not getting one down here just yet. So if I've been teaching you guys about like a cup, right? A teacup and handle. This is the inverted teacup and handle. But so what I'm expecting is here's your cup, right? Other side of the cup, the handle's got to go up. This is the inverted one, right? The handle's got to go up. Now, that makes sense to me as far as it bouncing up, at least for us, a retracement or a pullback, only because we're at this structure right here. This structure, all of this structure right here, after all of this bear movement. So if we start from this high and go to this low, or even this high and go to this low, you should probably be able to count a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going down and expecting an ABC retracement to come up at least to the top of this wave 4 right here. Okay. And I'll show you this on the on TradingView as well. And to kind of confirm that, we'll just drop down to a lower time frame. Here's a high. All this is a retracement. So we just gotta wait for it to happen. But let me go to TradingView so I can mark it up. I use the AIRO system, guys, for the AIRO, not really chart markups. The reason why, I can't even lie to you, seeing a red bull candle just does something to me for some reason. I don't know why. It just does something to me. So I like to look at everything on my charts. All right. But before we go to U30, let me finish UCAD. And I'm gonna do this real quick because this is not marked up any longer. So 120, and you guys can see this on a fast scale. So what I'm marking up are my institutional key levels, right? I want to be mindful of where my structure is at all times, so that way I can trade and align with the structure in the higher institutions. So I mark up these zones or these levels based off of institutional price and where midpoint, where institutions look to either add orders or take profit from previous orders. So these are all, this is my, from this white line, 1,000 pips. From this white line to this white line, it's 500 pips. We cut these in half a couple more times to create the quarter point. Yeah. And of course, I've got everything templated out already. So that way I can just move quickly through stuff. Also pay attention that I'm using nice whole or round numbers, okay? And while I'm doing this, I want you to see, guys, how price and the candles react to these levels, right? I didn't go off of the candle wicks or the candle bodies. I just went off of price. So now that that is done, I can drop down to my daily time frame and begin to analyze what's really going on, okay? So now that this has broken up above this quarter point right here, I'm expecting it to reach at least this half point, all right? Does that mean it's just gonna head there without any kind of retracements or pullbacks? Absolutely not. Because if you look at this right here, this is a smaller cup, right? Here's the structure, here's a resistance, comes up, same resistance in that structure that kicked off this move. There's still going to be a pullback or something to some degree over here, which will come down, maybe find support at the 50 moving average, or even down here. Either way, it's still going to pop up to the long side, guys. It just has to do a pullback. Excuse me. So in order for me to, I'm gonna upgrade this one day. In order for me to find an entry area or an entry zone, I just got to do some analysis and pick out my 3 charts. I pick out structure chart, a entry setup chart, and then a price action entry chart. Those are my 3 time frames, right? So right now, what we're looking for is structure. All right. We have to determine what structure we're going to trade off of and trade in line with, right? So starting from this high to this low is the structure that I'm going to use. This structure, and this structure. All right. This is going to be resistance. This is going to be support. This is support. If I was to fib this move right here, I would definitely allow this to come back at least to the 618 with this structure right here before the next pullback. All right. Does that mean it's going to happen this week? With it being Thursday already, guys, I wouldn't guarantee it. I wouldn't expect it to. I would expect the pullback probably the first couple of days of next week, honestly. So 3 things I'm looking for is structure I feel price could reach. That's my first thing up here. Structure I feel a stop loss should be placed. That's below this right here, this quarter point right here, right? So probably somewhere right here. Let me delineate this for you. I think price could reach right there. Stop loss probably right there. My entry somewhere right here, okay? Those are my 3 important things that you have to find whenever you're analyzing these charts. Even with AIRO, guys, even with AIRO, you have to understand if AIRO is giving you the entry, you still have to figure out your stop loss and your take profit. All right. These are tentative. These aren't finalized. These are just, I guess, a broad idea or a broad speculation of areas I feel price should reach. So I still drop down to my lower time frame so that way I could read price action slightly better. Okay. It's kind of crazy though because we drew these blue lines on the daily, but if we come down here to the 4-hour, we can kind of see what type of structure these things are holding, right? This is what we want to become familiar with. Also, here's another kind of little cup waiting for the handle. Okay, so since I'm seeing this on the 4-hour, I can readjust these 3 lines right here, guys. All right. Let's see here. Definitely drag this all the way over so that way I can be aware of the structure that's going on, right? This low, hit. Here's a break through it. Okay. You can drag this all the way over as well and kind of just like redefine your areas, right? You see this low right here? Here's a breakthrough. Here's a breakthrough, retest, and I bounced off of it. This is a more than a 3 candle break of structure, but your first candle was very long. Second candle trended in the same direction. Your third candle was the retest of the structure that those 2 prior candles broke. Fourth candle engulfed that and kept going. That's what we want to see on a break of structure. Okay. All I'm doing, guys, is just walking this currency pair down, time frame to time frame, doing like a top-down analysis and correlating the time frames that I'm going to use. So I went from the daily to the 4-hour just so that way we can find structure from the higher time frames. That's exactly what I'm looking for, structure from the higher time frames. Now, since this stalled out at this point right here, depending on how deep this pullback comes or how far it comes back, like if it doesn't break this blue line, it's still going to bounce up. But I honestly expect it to break this blue line and come somewhere within the range of this big green candle right here. There's a void down there that needs to be tested. So I'll drop to my hour time frame, kind of confirming it that it looks to be coming down a little bit like that. Again, pay attention to these blue lines that we marked from the higher time frames and how price reacts to them. Because again, we have not used the candles, we went off of price, right? And we adjusted them later to go to the wicks of the candles. But I just want to show you guys how this stuff is playing out. So you got to just learn to trust it. You got to learn to trust it. Now, here's what I am seeing. From this low, you've got to push up, retracement, push up, retracement, push up, retracement, push, retracement, push, current retracement. This is more than the normal 1 through 5, right? This is what I wanted to show you guys. There's nothing perfect in Forex. So you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 4 waves more than the typical 1 through 5. All right. And that's Forex does that. Once you guys get deeper into the Elliott Wave books, you'll understand that, these waves can extend to 7, 8, 9 waves. That's perfectly fine. Now, what we have to judge, if we are going to enter sooner than later, I'm going to use the hour chart as my structure because this is the last trend up after a break of structure. Okay. Now that I see this retracement and I understand from the higher time frames, especially the daily, that we're trending up, this retracement is a prime opportunity for me to begin to speculate for an entry. Okay. So what you do is you focus, guys, you focus on this move first. Okay. Until price breaks this structure. If price breaks this structure, then you focus on this move. Okay. So until this retracement breaks this low, this is the move we're focused on. All right. So what do? You do the same thing you've been doing. You can fib from low to high. See this retracement, measure the retracement. I want to see this retracement honestly come back down to this structure. That's what I want to see. I love to see price come down to structure. The reason why I like to see that is because that's going to increase the probability of it hitting a support or a floor and then bouncing in the intended direction that we want it to go. Versus if we enter, because we have to think about this, guys, all of this trend right here, what kind of structure is in the middle of this trend? Nothing, right? So if you're taking trades in the middle of a trend like this, and price isn't at a support or resistance, more times than not, you're cutting yourself short. You're missing out on profits and pips. Just be patient, sit on your hands, wait for it to get to a structure point. Okay. And if you can't identify the structure point, sometimes the line chart will help. Sometimes just flipping through a lower time frame will help you see that structure. So I'm going to use the 1 hour as my structure chart. Okay. 3 charts, 1 hour structure. Then I'm gonna use the 15-minute as my entry setup, 5-minute for my actual entry. All right, so here's what that looks like. So since I'm looking to buy, right? I'm looking to buy. I have my first chart trending up. That's what I wanted to see. I want to see my second chart actually trending down in the opposite direction. The reason why I want to see it trending down in the opposite direction is because I know that in order for it to pop back up, it's got to go test that structure that was broken. Okay. The structure that was broken is right here at this high. Okay. So what we do again, you can fib from the same spot, guys. All we're looking for is an ABC retracement. You got an A, you got this B came back up, and C should probably come right around there. That C is going to bounce off of the top of this structure right here. It can even come down into the structure. But as long as it doesn't cross the low of this structure over here, guys, you're still valid for that buy type situation. Okay. If it gets down below this and you see it come back up and stall at that structure, then you reevaluate and then you pop it short. Okay. So that's all we do. Now, with this currently already making its ABC retracement, it's 9:30. We should probably see another strong push or two coming down to the low. That's to entice people to go short. Okay. And then once we see it get into a specific area or a certain zone, or look like the bears are exhausting their move down, we can come to the 15-minute and the 5-minute and pop a trade. Me personally, I'm probably going to put a pending order right at this 618. I'm going to do a buy limit actually. So what the setup that we would be chasing would look something like this. So you'd risk 22 pips to catch approximately 70, right? That's how you control your drawdown. That's how you control the risk in the market. You just walk it down, guys. You do the same process on every time frame. Once you find your structured chart, guys, it becomes like a system pretty much there. Once you find, that's why I use the daily, the 4 hour, and the 1 hour charts for my structure. After that, I choose one of those charts as my structure, everything else is already picked out for me because it's all correlated to some degree. And that's what with the Sherpa system, by the way. So Mr. Looney, on your CAD, this is what I've got so far. Actually, I'm going to widen this up to right there. And then I'll probably pick that up to there. That is a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio. Well, actually 2.5. So we risk about 40 pips to gain 100. You can adjust this however you want to. You can play this however you want to, guys. Okay. You can scalp it for 20 pips. You can hold it for the full 100, however you want to do it. I personally, I like to hold it to the first and second TP. The first TP is where I will secure half of my profits. The second TP is where I secure all of my profit. Other than that, that's the whole system, guys. Like that's Sherpa. I want to show you guys how to use for entries. Courses. Not yet, Ricky. Miss Jayla, my entry time frames. So let me put this out there for you guys. Let me type this for you. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good stuff for you guys. Take a picture of this. Daily. Hour. 1H. Entry. Setups. Charts. 1 hour. 30M. 50M. That's going to be 15M, up 5M, 1M. All right. So here's the sauce, guys. Here's some sauce to this stuff right here, okay? So how do you use this? So here on my structure charts, I've got the daily, the 4 hour, and the 1 hour, okay? Those are the 3 time frames that I'm looking at first on any type of fresh chart that I go to. The reason why I'm looking at these first is because I want to be trading in alignment with the higher time frames, trend, and momentum, regardless if I'm scalping or short-term trading. Well, especially if I'm short-term trading or scalping, okay? Now, if I find structure on my daily time frame, my entry setup for that structure is coming from the 1 hour. Once I see my entry setup looking like it's setting up on the 1 hour, I'm entering based on the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 5 minute, or the 1 minute, any one of those. Okay. If my structure if I see structure the clearest on the 4 hour, my entry setup's coming from the 30 minute. And then again, my price action entry is definitely coming from the 5 or the 1 minute. Okay. Same with the 1 hour. If I see my structure on the 1 hour, my entry setup's coming from the 15 minute, and then my price action entry is coming from the 1. That's the time frame correlation system that I use. I use this with AIRO as well, guys. How I use this with AIRO, if I get an entry, if I get an alert or an arrow, let's say on the 30 minute, guess what time frame that I check just to make sure that structure may go in that or structure is in that favor and going to continue heading in the direction of the arrow. I'm checking the 4 hour at minimum. I might even go as high as the daily. And then I'll drop down to my 15 minute or my 5 for the entry. This is the system, guys, that I use with AIRO along with BAG. I just use price. I just use the time frame correlation. So we'll get into that a little bit deeper here shortly, though. Let's see here. Yes, Sherpa is my training course. It's my manual trade system, Michael. It's a pretty good thing, though. Let's see. Mask, what is Sherpa? Okay, cool. I just did that. Okay, bet. So take a screenshot of that, and I'll get that out there to you guys. All right. Let's get this off of here so I can see a little bit better. This is what I'm looking at. Yeah, definitely what I'm looking at. So we will let price come down, do its thing, and then we'll pop it. I'll give you some info on that later after class, Michael. Um, so that's what I've got for UCAD, Mr. Looney. So let this retracement happen, and then you can pop it. I've got a pending order right here, this blue line, 122,920. And of course, you'll have to set your own parameters as far as risk management and take profit. Excuse me. Any bag alerts yet? Oh, here we go. We got action, guys. So let's check it out. U30 real quick. Hold on. Somebody did ask for U30. I'll check out U30 and then we'll get to the bag arrows. Man, yesterday was terrible. For the indices, that was, I guess. Yesterday was terrible. All right, so let's reevaluate this. Let's see what happens. Boom. Okay, let's see. So this is the daily. We still got our structure lines that still stand true. Let's drop to a lower time frame, see what's happening. Okay, so remember me telling you that inverted cup, right? Inverted cup. Here's the handle coming. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Here's the handle coming. The handle's probably going to come to this structure right here. That's where I'm expecting it to complete at. Does that mean we can't take this up or we can't look for an opportunity to go long? Absolutely not. We just have to find an opportunity or area to enter in, right? So I'm reading this right here. Let me do this. Are you guys beginning to see in between my entry zone, right? This formation where it hits to the low, pull back, another hit to the low that doesn't break the structure, little to no wick at the bottom, engulfs it, goes up. Now you've got this current green candle. Okay. That's what we want to see when we go for our entries. We let this move happen. So now we can drop down to the hour time frame and read it. Anytime price really touches this 50 moving average, guys, there's more than likely going to be a pullback or a retracement. All right. And as we can see, it's starting to approach that 50 moving average. Anytime they hit it, it's stalled, it'll retrace, it'll retrace, it'll retrace, right? Retrace, pull back, retrace. Unless it breaks through with a full body candle like this, guys, even if it does, sometimes it's still going to hit a retracement. Okay, so expect anytime price gets around this 50 moving average, expect either a pullback or a retracement to some degree, unless you see a full body candle. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen over here? Unless it's a full body candle that breaks up above it, you're probably going to see a pullback or a retracement to some degree. That's what I'm going to expect. All right. Hold on, let me see. Uh, if it doesn't retrace to that full structure, I mean, you can monitor it, or you can put a buy stop up top above the structure. Put a price alert. I prefer to use pending orders, and if it doesn't, and I miss it, and price goes in my direction, that's a okay. That's a okay. Don't get fear of missing out or anything like that. Now, what do I expect to happen? So from this high to this low, I see this as an ABC retracement. What I need to see happen, guys, on U30 is one more heavy push towards the low. That heavy push towards the low is going to entice people to go short some more. Okay. Because I honestly want to see it pull back and get up here. Because if we're looking at this daily time frame, all the momentum has been short. You've got the ABC. Okay. Change in direction, ABC retracement, set a higher low than up here. All of this is indeed a bear trend. Okay. It's a bear trend. Even though this is a bear trend, there's always a retracement. What did I say? Whenever price comes at this 50 moving average, what happens? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Break of structure, pullback. Boom, boom, boom. So since we have seen this time and time again, use this moving average as like a slanted trend line. Now that price is currently back at it again, I'm gonna be a little bit wary around it, and I'm just going to hone in on what price is giving me instead of forcing it. Okay. Hey, those daily order blocks, I like those. All right. So one daily on the daily, it's at the 50 moving average. We have to look at this as support, which is going to go in alignment with this inverted cup pattern that is popping up. Okay. Just because it's popping up, that doesn't mean that it's just going to be a bull trend, right? No, because here is where I see the A, B, C retracement. And if I feel from this high to the low, it always hits in between 618 and 886 for the entry zone before going short. That's the setup, guys, that I look for on every time frame, every single time frame. Okay. If it's in between the 618 and the 886 at some type of structure, I'm popping that trade. So if I go from this high, I mean from that low to this high, it's in between the 618 and the 886. It actually hit the 786. This is like the optimal trade entry, the 786. So if all you did was put pending orders on the 786 and then your stop loss down here, guys, and held it to TP1, listen, you'll be killing it. You'll be killing the game. Okay. Excuse me. So here's what I want to do. I'm gonna use a 4 hour as the structure chart. I like the higher the time frame that I see structured the clearest is the one I'm going to use. 4 hour structure. I see this pin bar happening. 30-minute price action setup. Okay. 30-minute price action setup. Oh, hold on. I skipped something. To confirm to confirm your bias, to confirm what you're feeling, to see if it's too early or not, I use the MACD on my structure chart. Okay. Now, the MACD has a few different things, confluences with it. You've got divergence, hidden divergence, bullish, bearish divergence, and so forth, right? What I'm looking at are these last few bars and how they are. Bears are heavy control, bears are losing control. I want to see the moving averages cross above each other and cross up as well. That's not going to be seen on the 4 hour just yet. Okay. So what do I do? 1 hour time frame. This is giving you a different view, a different look at what's going on. So from this low right here, you can kind of see how the bears have dried up and then the bulls took control. What we have to recognize and realize though on this type of MACD movement is that the price itself, all of this was measuring just this ABC retracement. Okay. Now, had price been up here and broken up above this while looking like this, yeah, the bulls will be in full control. Okay. But since it's not, and you all see that, even though the bulls have shown control on the MACD, it's just been a retracement, ABC retracement. Okay. So it's like, now where do you enter? What do you enter? Here at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, I'm probably going to have a trade of maybe, well, depending on how this candle closes, at 10 o'clock, if it closes like this, we'll be going on the short side to continue the bear momentum. If it closes like this at 10 o'clock and on the lower time frame, like the 15-minute, we see the bull, a nice bullish momentum candle, we'll be doing on the long side. I personally want to see it go to the long side. I feel it's got more upside to it on the long side than it does the short, but I'm not forcing anything at all. So we'll come back to this here in 15 minutes and see what's happening. Actually, I lied. I'm actually going to enter in a short opportunity on this thing. A, B, C, another push, didn't really break structure. You got this. I'm going short on this, you all. I wanted to go long to go up here, but after seeing this right here and then going to the 1 hour, you see this pin bar? None of this broke structure, okay, is what I'm getting at. So for this to come up here and then pull back, bears are still in control. We go to the 15-minute time frame. We see the price came up here, didn't break the structure, pull back, pin bar, engulfing. Upon this structure right here, didn't break no structure. Okay, this is something we want to see. To kind of confirm that, look what your MACD is doing, right? Hold on. So this is one I'm actually going to enter short real quick, guys. What is this? U30. So yep, I am short on U30. Oh, let's look this up. There we go. All right, so let's find the structure. Let's find some parameters.
Fucking valuation.
Leave my shins alone. All right, so this, we want to make this a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. So what I want to do is kind of like adjust it. Find my structure or an area. I like that right there, but I'm gonna put it up here. And then let's see here. All right, here we go. This is good enough for me. It's almost 2 to 1, but with it already being entered after off of this right here, there's one up top of that, by the way. There's one up top. Whoa, I gotta clean this, man. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Anyways, so yeah, guys, this is my trade on U30. Definitely long. I mean, definitely short after this pin bar. That's the parameters of it. Short, Mr. Alec. Let's go bag it. All right. Let's see what's going on over here. Odd Chef has a buy on the 5 minute. That's a scalp. We can take it out though. Like that with the holster. Oh, let's see here. Boop. Boop. Trying to see if there's an error on this thing at all.
That's just one more.
Yeah.
Hell. Some battery.
Mm-hmm. The last 4 years.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. So no error or anything like that on U30. Let me see what's German 30 talking about. Got a couple buys on 30 minute, but it's already in the supply zone. Already in the supply zone. Nothing just yet, guys. Nothing just yet. That's U30. That's wild. Ah, 4 hours short on S&P AIRO. 1 hour short SP AIRO. Let's take a look at SP real quick. So here's the short arrow. Here's a retracement to it. I would love. I'm gonna check this out on TradingView. 20+ pips on UCAD. I can't see that. Here we go. Look where this pinning is and look where this pins to. Isn't that crazy? That's wild. If you guys want to enter buy on UCAD right now, you're perfectly fine. This is a very strong 3-candle reversal pattern. Okay. Especially if this one closes like this. I would love to see it come up just a little bit higher than a red candle. But if it closes like that, that's good enough for me to say buy. If you already entered or if you hit the pending, your pendings down here, guys, should have been activated due to the spread and stuff. So you should be up. All right. I mean, it's only on 71. That feels great. All right, so let's check out Standard and Poor. I think that thing was about to drop, setting up for a nice little drop. Oh man, did it already do it? Ain't no way. This ain't even it. Ain't no way. There we go. All right. So check it, guys. This is a similar setup to what were we looking at? U30. I believe it's U30, where it has this little formation and it popped up with the C, filled from this high to the low, and you'll see the retracement happen. We'll go to the 1 hour because AIRO gave us a sell signal on the 4 hour, right? Gave us a sell signal over here, retracement. So now I'm gonna use the 4 hour as my structure, 30-minute as my entry setup. Because now I see an A, B, and then a C movement. Well, this whole formation is a B movement, but this is a C movement up. Comes to the 618, or in between our entry zone, right here. Actually wicked right to it, pinned right to it. Then we can go short. What are you doing? So I would like to see this go short, along with the US 30. Similar setup, we got a change in direction, A, B, C, retracement. Notice that at this high of this, the high of this kickoff right here, it came right back to it, but didn't do the 3 candle breaker structure. Instead, it pinned to it, engulfed, candle reversal, spinning top, and then tomorrow might be another bear day. This day, today, and tomorrow, if tomorrow's bearish like yesterday, that would be a 3 candle breaker structure, which would mean next week you should see a lot of bear movement. But let's find an entry for today. I still like it to the short side. Just don't have an area of entry just yet. Structure. Oop. All this structure that it broke beneath. Here's the retest to it.
I'm not hurting you.
No, one. You think he was?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Get you off of there. There we go. I still would love to see it push up a little higher, but it may not get above this 50 moving average. Pending order. I got a pending order right there. Right here with this structure. Sell limit. Got a pending sell limit, guys, right there at 420. 42.33 or 42.34, right on the dot. So upon this next push up, it come down. It'll enter with price action. How do you know a supply zone when you see it? That's a good question. I typically just use the arrow zones as supply and demand zones, with the red being supply, demand being green. But on the charts, if you don't have arrow, I typically tell people that liquidity pools are going to be your supply and demand, and liquidity pools are more than likely, more times than not, found at long consolidations like this, above and below, and then around order blocks. So this green candle is an order block. There's a liquidity pool up here, or a supply zone up here, however you want to call it, which all that means is that there's a lot of orders up here and a lot of equity. So from a broker or a institutional standpoint, if I wanted to make some money, if I wanted to piss a lot of people off, all I would simply do is come up here just slightly, enough to trigger their stop losses, trigger their buy limits. Trigger their buy stops, and then shoot off in the opposite direction as even like a major pullback or retracement. And then there's all your bread just gone, right? So even right here, there is a liquidity pool above it that price can come up and collect your stop losses, get your equity, and then head out in the other direction. Especially if people are over leveraged, all kind of stuff. So that's how I pretty much identify like my supply and demands. Is I could try to look at where is the equity in the liquidity pools. And then I think there was a bag arrow that popped up. Let me see. There's a 15-minute sell on U30, 1 hour sell on SP 500. So we're obviously looking in the right direction, right, guys? I think that 1 hour sell is, what was that on? Now that's funny. Where did my alerts go? Oh man. I'm not seeing that. What in the world? Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Guys, I'm not seeing that arrow at all. German 30 did give us a buy arrow, but with it being so close to that demand, I mean that supply zone, I'll pass on it. I would definitely pass. All right, so definitely S&P 500 short, U30 short. That's what we're speculating. This came out when? A few minutes ago. So let's check out CAD CHF for the buy, and then we'll look at UJ for the short. One hour and 30 minutes. Yes, ma'am. I'll look at EU. So CAD CHF had a 1 hour and 30 minute buy arrows. So let's check them out. They just came out too. 30 minutes were already by the supply zone. Let's see what that 4 hours doing. Look at this. 4 hour though, listen, you can take this all the way to the next zone. Just control your drawdown. I'm definitely entering in long on CAD CHF, and I'll just deal with the drawdown. So yeah, we'll just enter in long. We'll just yeah, we'll just do long. USD, CHF, EU. We'll take a look at those. Let's see, USD and EU. I'm going to look at those on TradingView actually, because I don't think those had an alert to them. Y'all see this? I mean, I can't wait to give y'all Sherpa, man. That's crazy. All right. So here we are on CAD. I'm sorry, USD, CHF, dollar, Swiss franc. We are at structure, guys. We are at resistance. So in order for me to enter in long like I want to see a pullback happen at that resistance, because it's definitely going to go long, as we all can see. This is creating what is called a shark fin type of pattern, where you see this like curve part. This next part should be just pretty much like straight up. It'll probably come up and stall out at this structure before hitting a pullback on the daily. But it's got a lot of upside all the way up here to reach. It's going to take some time, but we just have to find an entry. What I would recommend, what I would recommend is going to an hour time frame, because we already see this pin bar, but it's got no wick at the top and it's at that structure over here. Let me zoom out. It's at this structure right here. This is the line or the price. It's got to break above, do a 3 candle breaking structure, pull back, and then you'll pop it. It's not, I never enter, guys, when it's already trending. Okay. The reason why I'm not gonna say never, I barely enter when it's already trending, is because I know there's going to be a pullback that's going to give me a discounted price for an entry. So on USD Swiss franc, guys, the direction of the bias is long. We want to see a pullback form happen. Hey, no problem, no problem. You have a great day at work, my man. Who and what is that? That's hilarious. So yeah, definitely long on U Chef. I'm not entering it, but that's my bias, and that's the way I'm going to enter. I'll just wait for a pullback to happen. Then we'll check out EU. Boom. All right, let's reevaluate this bad boy, because I think I had to go long the other day. Hey, will you hand me my charger cord down there to my computer? All right, so we all know Euro and the USD are pretty much like inverse of each other. And we've got U Chef heading up. This looks like the exact opposite of U Chef, right? Where you got the shark fin. Boom. So this one definitely still has some downside to it, but am I going to enter in short amidst a already trending market? Absolutely not, because who knows when and where it's going to, what in the world? My computer glitching heavy right now. I don't know what it is. Hold on real quick, guys. Let me fix that. I think when it gets to a low battery, it starts acting funny. Holy crap. Thing is acting mad funny. Oh man. Help. Help. For real, for real. My computer's going through the most right now. Why is it doing this to me? All right, apologies, guys. Hold on. Let me do something. Are you guys on here still? Gotta be.
How do you hear them, babe?
No, I'm just looking at my thing, but
How do you hear them though? Do you talk? Can you hear? Are people talking to you though?
Yeah, in the chat. Why?
Oh.
I'm trying to get my computer to stop glitching. Oh man. I promise, Dan. He's trying to stop me, man, from giving this sauce to y'all. That's what it is. That's what it is. Boom. So we'll get everybody back on. Let everybody know that I'm still doing it. I just had to reset the Zoom because it started to glitch on me. You know what? Something's happening today. Oh, that's nothing. Nathan. Bet. All right. So we'll just go ahead and keep going, guys. All right. Checking out EU. As we can see, kind of the inverse of USD CHF in this shark pattern, right? So this it still has a little ways to drop down, as we can see. The momentum is heavy bear. Heavy bear. What I want to see though, for me to get in, is a pullback on a time frame. From this high to wherever this low is the trend that we will fib from high to low and then measure that retracement. Honestly, the retracement with this being a monthly key level, super strong key level right there, guys. Super strong level of support or resistance, depending on where the price is. So price should pull back before advancing further down. Let me do this. What am I looking at right here? All right. So from this line to this line is 250 pips. Now, within this 250 pip zone, there's three important price points, okay? The first one is, depending on the direction, since this is a bear direction and this was the key level that was broken, a 75 pip hesitation zone, which is right where it's at currently. What is that? 19250. This is the first structure based off the institutional flow that is going to be a support for price on this bear move. The next price level is 125 pips, or the half point, right at, what is that? 18,750. And then the last structure point in this 250 pip range is this 1780, the 17,800. That is the last, on this scale, that is the last whole number before this next quarter point and before these overshoot, undershoot zones. Right there. So as long as price is above these three levels, guys, those are going to be targets for take profit. Those are going to be areas where you can look to enter potential buys, because they're also support. Okay. Now, as we can see, price is within this 75 pip hesitation zone. And in order for price to reach even this half point or this point right here, it's got to break and do a three candle clean break of structure at this price point. If not, what's going to happen is it will reverse, hit this, come down, find support right here, and then get back above this key level right here. Okay. I personally already expected kind of to do a retracement to at least right here before continuing down. But of course, I can't force anything and I don't control anything. I'm still on the bear side as far as a Euro USD. I'm just not entering it because I don't want to enter during mid trend and then have a retracement happen. And if you guys are over leveraged, it's going to pop you and kill your account. So always, always, always wait for a pullback to hit some type of structure, and then you'll pop that trade. So that's what I've got for EU. Okay, definitely on the short side, just wait for the pullback. All right, now I kind of lost track as far as what I was going to show you guys next. I know there's not too many people on currently, but for you all that are on, I do want to go over the market timing with you guys, so that way you all can kind of understand. Let's see, catch put in the can you explain why you enter CAD CHF? I didn't enter CAD CHF. It was USD CHF. I can CAD CHF. I'll check it out for you though. I don't believe I entered it. CAD CHF, USD CHF. We should be on the long side of CAD CHF. Definitely the long side. What I would like to see on CAD CHF, again, it's already trending, guys. I would like to see a single red candle or a couple of red candles to pop that by. Here's what I'm seeing though. I do expect a retracement to happen because I see the advances that have happened already, right? Push 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Waves 3 and waves 5 look like they're trending towards equality. And if that's the case, I mean, it doesn't have too much more to go up high before that retracement happens, that ABC retracement. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So you could do an ABC retracement of some sort, wait for it to happen, and then you can pop your buy. I don't ever recommend counter trend trading, only because like if you catch this portion right here, this A portion, that's perfectly fine. You'll probably get out prematurely, try to catch this buy at wave B, thinking that it's going to continue to trend like it did these first 5. In all actuality, it's just a pullback of this trend before the wave C hits you and then kills your account. That's the only reason why I don't recommend counter trend trading. I do, however, recommend you trying to catch this C move though. If you're able, once you get experience to catch the C move and the retracement produces the most pips. So I don't really worry about the A and the B move, but the C move is something that you can absolutely trade, even if it is a counter trend. So hopefully on CAD CHF, you will go long, just not yet. This is on the hour time frame. You can flip to the 15 or the 30-minute time frame, catch the smaller retracement, which is going to give you a better price entry for this currency pair. Excuse me. Now, what I did want to cover with you guys is this right here. So give me just a moment. Because I wanted to show you guys about the timing. Okay. Boom. Hey, you're very welcome. All right. So when I trade, guys, I trade at very specific times of the day, and there's a reason behind it. Okay. I trade a Asian and pre-London session. So anywhere from like 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till about 12:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I'll trade the New York. But I like to trade New York earlier than what we currently get on. I like to look at it at about 7 o'clock till about 10:30 or 11. versus looking at it from 9 to 11. And this is going to show you why. Okay. Um, Now the market has a behavior or a certain way that it likes to move from session to session. Most people are knowledgeable as to what time the equity houses overlap as the best times to trade. Each overlap has something called a pre-session open, where the dealers actually begin planning their attacks and talking to each other, and to plan their potential future moves. It's during this times that I personally like to look for a trade entry, to set and forget and to ride their whole trend to take profit. Now, you have to remember that each forex pair has its own behavior. So it's best to stick within just a few so that way you can start to learn how these pairs are moving, right? What is this? So the pre-open dealing session is what I like to really trade. Okay. The London pre-open session with Tokyo is a Monday through Friday Eastern Standard Time from about 12 a.m. to about 3 a.m. Okay. I look for my setup 2 hours prior to this, guys. Okay. The core trading hours of London are from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. The extended hours, which overlap with the United States New York session, are from 7 to 12. All right. The New York session has a pre-open with London from 6:30 to 9:30. This for New York, this is when I really like to look at the charts because there's setups that happen which allows us to catch the whole move. I don't know if you all are familiar or have been paying attention. If I go to AIRO real quick, bear with me. I'll show you that sometimes these moves, guys, AIRO will catch it slightly later than what I'm used to. So let me see. For instance, on this arrow right here, I would like to be over here in this entry due to the fact that Sherpa allows me to enter right here. This is a safe entry with arrow. Sherpa will get you in right here. Arrow will get you the safer entry, which is not completely nothing wrong with that. But this setup right here, I believe, let me see, what time is that? This is 10 o'clock. I want to see. Yeah, this is 10 and 11 o'clock in the morning right here. Okay. So what I want to see is here's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock to me is honestly the latest time for me to enter a trade. Okay. Because by 11 o'clock, an hour before lunch, more times than not, the broker and the dealers already have their order secured and in, and they're already running. So here's 10, 11 o'clock right here. They've already got their trades in. It's already running by the time arrow picks up on it to give you the safe entry. Okay. So what I do, or what I would do if I didn't have arrow, is I look, get you off of there. Oh, come on. All right. So if I see this right here, this type of setup at in between 7 and 10 o'clock, guys, all right, I'm going to buy. Even though this is a sell, I'm going to buy. The reason why I'm going to buy is because I'm on the 1 hour time frame. I would have looked at the daily and seen that, there's a bullish momentum coming up. I would understand that this heavy momentum of the bears never broke structure. It pinned, never broke structure. So if you fib from this low to this high, you'll see that this pin came in between the 618 and the 886, right at your pending order. And then that's when you would catch all of this, right? So let me just show this to you real quick. Uh-oh. I'm so not used to this. I really hate MetaTrader. Boom. All right. So again, hit the 50. Here's your 618. Your 886 is probably, here's your 786. Your 886 is probably right around here somewhere. It hits in between your entry zone. I love the entry zone in between the 618 and the 886. You catch this with a pin, guys. This is why I say use pending orders in between the 618 and the 886. Let price activate your buy limit, and you catch all of this with no type of emotion, hardly any type of drawdown, and you're winning. Your stop loss is below here. If you're using MetaTrader, you can use a 20 to 15 pip trailing stop loss, and you're just all profit. You ride it to your TP. You honestly, your take profits right here. You would have been out of this order, and then had you seen this retracement, guess what? You fib from this low to this high, and you redo the same process. That's all it is I'm trying to teach you guys. Yeah, Dwayne, that presentation is a PDF file. It's part of my Sherpa training. As I told you guys, my Sherpa training is 11 videos. Each of them are 2 hours long. If you guys honestly want it, I will post a link to it, and you guys can study it and all that stuff. I don't have any problems giving it to you guys, honestly. Excuse me. Oh, no problem, no problem. Let me see here. Give me I'm trying to figure out the best way to get this out to you guys. Let me take a moment to think real quick, because I want to get it out to you guys. Like it's an awesome little training. It's got a lot of stuff in here for you guys. Shay said, look at US 30. Let's check it out. Yeah. Just a moment. So looking at U30, guys, pull back. We see this pin right here happening. It may be a moment to reevaluate, possibly. Because as I said, this is kind of similar to what I just showed you guys, right? Well, and it's at 1030, right? Well, they'll push to the low, not break no structure, entice people to go short, right? But now look what's happening. Since this didn't break the structure, it's time for me to reevaluate and possibly look at a higher time frame just to see if this is going to pop up some more. It's a possibility. All right, so here's what I need to see right here. So going off a 4-hour structure, here's where we can reevaluate. So we see this inverted cup. We're waiting for this handle to form. The handle has to go up in order to form it. I want to see it go short based off a daily time frame. Okay. I also mentioned to you guys, once price did hit this 50 moving average, it more than likely is going to bounce. So for this to come up, we'll be bouncing off of this 50 EMA on the daily. Price action, though, the price itself has to show me exactly what it's showing. This candle has to close like this. Okay. Once this candle closes, this pin bar and this pin bar, that is a 2 candle price action pattern. Okay. There's a couple of different ways to use that depending on which candle formed first. If this candle, if the green candle was over here and then this red candle forms next, that is a continuation pattern. Okay. That means this bear trend is going to be continued by this candle if this was last. Now, since it's forming in the opposite direction where the bear was first and then the bull is second, that price action is telling you that that is a candle pair reversal pattern. All right. Here's how you read this. Bulls came up here, pulled back. Okay. Bears had one more push towards the low. The bulls pulled back. All right. That's how you read this. And if you notice, if this candle closes how it is, this is going to be an engulfing pin bar candle, a super strong reliable and super strong and reliable candle pattern to take. So, but all of this is contingent upon price breaking above this structure. So even though this candle, if it closes like this, we still have to see a second candle confirm it. So just keep that in mind. I might actually reevaluate this thing.
Where's your other fast charger?
Plugged up.
Weird.
Look at my backpack. Here. No, you need this.
You have to use that.
Yes, ma'am. All right. What is that a pending order on US 30? Yeah, look like we can push up more. Yep. Bearish flag. Yeah, I would love to see pending sell order. All right, so here's how I'm playing US 30, guys, right? I'm still waiting. I want this handle to push up, okay? If this current candle closes how it is as a nice little doji like that, that's just an elongated doji. That's all that is. That means there's indecision in the market. It's 50-50 buyers versus sellers. You would still continue the prior trend just to be on the safer side. Excuse me. Now, I still have on the 1 hour, I just want to see this candle close before I can honestly tell you guys which direction, because honestly, again, even if this candle does this and it doesn't break any structure, if that next candle's bearish, then that's the direction it's going to go in. Versus if this candle comes up here and pulls back, we still got 20 minutes of candle left. Something can happen to where this just pulls back but makes a whole bearish move. We don't really know. So I want to see this 1 hour candle close to be on the safer side, or drop down to a lower time frame. This 15-minute candle close is going to be here in 4 minutes. That next 15-minute candle is going to have 3 5-minute candles that you can read price action on. Okay, keep that in mind. It's going to have 3 candles that you can read price action on. So if you see those 3 candles do a bear push, if there's a bear push on this 5-minute even that doesn't pass this low, you can pop that buy and ride it up. And you can ride it up for however many pips you want to, but just know that this structure right here is going to be resistance. Let me go over here. This structure, the top of this box is going to be resistance. Okay. So there's quite a few points you can honestly catch out of that. But just be careful. Let's check UCAD. I don't think it's, I don't, excuse me. I don't think it's changing directions from long to short. I'm thinking all of this is just a retracement to entice people to go short. This candle pulled back. This current candle is closing higher than, well, may close higher than the low of this wick right here of this current candle. That's how I'm looking at that as just a possible, just a retracement. So we're looking at from this low to this high. All of this is a retracement. because even on the daily time frame, everything is still long. All right. Any other questions, guys? Let me figure out how to get this out to you all. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? This is crazy. How do I want to do this real quick? Three candles on the 5 minute. If I said the 15 minute, I apologize. I definitely want to see 3 candles on the 5 minute, which will form one 15-minute candle. No problem, no problem. So here's what I'm going to do for you guys that are on here. For right now, I'm just going to do you guys a good blessing real quick, because I'm not really. Let me see. What is this? That's so wild. It's literally the same thing. Alrighty. Okay. Command copy. All right, guys. Keep this a secret. Keep this between us. Keep this between us. Copy and paste that chat I just gave you all. Oh, I definitely need this.
There's 2 of them.
Oh, crap. Hold on. There you go. Sorry about that, guys. There's some sauce for you guys, all right? That does have the PDFs with it as well. It's all on my Google Drive and stuff like that. So you guys can download it and follow along. Now, this is a course, guys, it's not finalized. It's not the complete course. It's like a very rough draft of my course. Okay. So have fun with it. Try not to stray too. You can't copy it, huh? Oh man. Let me see. How can I? All right. Well, let me try this for you. Did you get it, Looney? Yeah, I'm definitely going to come on, pop up. All right. Yeah. So not really too many trades to take today, guys. We did have some alerts that popped up, but Today was mainly more informative and educational than anything. Paste it to a Google Doc and share the link, then we can. There you go. That's a brilliant idea. So let me get this on a Google document real quick, guys. If you have any other questions, please ask now because we'll be wrapping it up. Just post this on the bag chat on the Telegram. That's another thing. So I'll get with them as well. Then I'll try to post it in the bag chat on Telegram. But just bear with me for a second though, because I'm about to give it to you all. U30 pending orders. Yes. Where'd you go? Pending orders are always right here. Now, so on this is 5 minutes. So on these next 3 5-minute candles, we want to see them break this low. If they don't break that low, guys, you'll have what is called the quote unquote double bottom. Let me see. Oop. Boy. Cancel that. Copy you. Boom, boom, boom. Shut you. All right. Google Drive, here I come. DXY gonna retrace, bro. Hey, what's up, Miguel, man? Where you been at? Miguel Chambers, that's a hot trader right there. I'm just letting you all know. Yeah. I always expect after this shark fin, definitely a retrace. That's going to give us an opportunity to get in. This is what I was talking about. So DXY is doing this little shark fin pattern. I think on most pairs, shark fin pattern. Then you got the euro doing the opposite. No doubt, no doubt. SP 500 on the push up. I think I got that on here. No. Standard and Poor. Hey, it's almost at our entry zone. Almost in that entry zone. Yep. That's what I'm looking for, bro. Hit this entry zone, come up a little bit higher, and we'll pop that thing. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so my Linda, FIFO. Okay, so let me explain real quick. So the difference, a difference between offshore brokers and American regulated brokers is American regulated brokers have very strict rules. For instance, the FIFO requirement. FIFO is first in, first out. So what that means, guys, is if you're using a regulated broker and you place multiple trades, let's say you place 3 or 4 trades, right? before you can close the first trade that you put in, before you close the last trade you put in, you have to close those previous 3 trades in order. That's what the first in, first out means. So you got 4 trades in, you wanted to close that last trade you put in, you're not going to be able to. You have to close that first trade you put in first, then that second trade, then that third, and then finally that 4th trade. That's the FIFO requirement. Another stringent rule that US brokers have is their leverage requirement. The max leverage that you'll ever get from a CTFC regulated or CFC regulated broker is 100-to-1, and you have to honestly contact customer service and request them to give you that. And sometimes they don't even want to give you that. The max that they'll default give you is 50-to-1. Okay, so in order for you to place a pending order using your broker, my Linda, you may have to place the pending order first and then place your market executions. But when it comes to the first in, first out, that pending order is going to have to be closed first before your market execution. So hopes that helps you out. And another error that you might get with your pending orders might be the type of pending order. So if you're looking to sell, you want to use either a sell limit or a sell stop. Okay. The difference between the two, a sell limit is for a move like this when price comes up and you want it to sell at a certain price above where it's at. A sell stop, you place at the bottom. So if you believe price is going to go down at this point and it's already at this point, you set a sell stop below where price currently is. So that way when it comes down, it activates it. The exact opposite for a buy limit and a buy stop. Hopefully that helps you out. Carol says she needs the bag chat link, please. On TradingView, probably. I mean, not TradingView, on Telegram. Okay. Hey, well, there you go. Only Nate can give that out. I only have the AIRO announcement chat. Only Nate can give out the bag chat link, I guess. Not too familiar with that one. But so let me do this for you guys real quick. Let me get short. I would honestly just contact Nate and ask for that, or check your back office to see if there's a link to it there. And then, but you guys hold on a second. I'm going to try to get you guys this little stuff real quick. So bear with me. You're very welcome. All right, guys, I just posted the Google Doc link in the chat. Go click on that. And then you guys got access to my current Sherpa training. Congratulations, very welcome. Wallace, IG. Right on Facebook. There's my social media handles, guys, for Instagram and Facebook. Again, click on that link, guys, in the chat, and then that's going to give you access to the Sherpa training that I currently have. Is it really? Let me correct that. Hold on. Sorry about that. Hold on. Try that link. See what happens then. Gotcha. Just had to change up a little setting real quick. All right, guys. We'll call it quits for today. Again, today was more of an educational day than it was trading. Not too much was alerting us on bag. So I tried to do what I could, but it just happens. Thursday, end of the week. A lot of news was yesterday, so I expect it to be kind of just like dead for real till tomorrow. But if there's any questions, guys, please reach out to me on social media or something like that. I guarantee you guys are going to have questions about Sherpa. Give yourself some time learning that, guys. Honestly, like I said, each video is 2 hours long. Here's how I recommend you guys go through it. Watch the beginner's portion all the way through. Don't take no notes. Don't do nothing. Just watch it and listen. Okay? That's your first round. The second time you go through, take the notes. Okay? Take your time with it. Enjoy it. And I will see you guys next week. I'm actually going to try to talk to Nate to see if we can kind of bump the time up for the New York session, so that way we can really get you guys some nice setups. Are there any questions before we hop off? Very welcome, guys. Very, very welcome. What's up, Mr. Looney? Hey, you sure will. What's the what call? I'm not understanding you, Looney. What would conflict with the the Hawkeye? No, I wouldn't start at 6. I would start at like 7:30ish. Yeah. I definitely don't want to overlap. But I think so check it out though. So for all you all who are on here right now, next week, I think I want to start hosting or just doing some extra pre-London sessions where I do my set and forget for you guys and then use like Sherpa mainly than AIRO and help you guys out. You know what I'm saying? 7:39 a.m. That's the Hawkeye call. Really? Who does the Hawkeye calls? I didn't know anything about those. That's wild. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Allen? I would love to hop on one of those to see how you guys operate. Because that's my prime time of trading, actually. I sure will. I sure will. So 7:30, hop on the Hawkeye calls. Got you. I appreciate that. I definitely will do that. All right, guys. Well, that's it for today. I don't have too much more to give you all today. Like I said, if there are any other questions, please reach out to me on social media, and I'll be sure to get back with you. Hey, no problem, Daniel. You all take care and have a great day.